I say, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? You already know I'm your host, Lacey G. Souldier Turner. And today I got a very special guest with me. You know, she's doing a thing, about to be doing a thing in the community, y'all. So we're going to talk about that. But we finna bring her on now. So welcome to the platform. We have the wonderful, amazing, talented Nikki Greene. Welcome to the platform.
Thanks for having me. Hello.
Hey. So before we get into your organization and everything, let the people know, where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child?
Okay, I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. And if we're going to be specific, I was born at Barnes Just Hospital at 333. But no, seriously, born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, here in South City. We lived in Memphis for a little bit. We came back to St. Louis when I was probably about the seventh grade. So I'm always say I was raised here because everything I know, friends, family, they're right here. These are where my roots at, and this is my birthplace. So I'm here. My upbringing was, I would say, pretty average, the same as the rest of ours in the community. I grew up on the south side, so I'm from South City. It's a bit diverse, so it's a little different, versus growing up like North or West Side. Or then we have lived in a few of those places, but my mom always shifted me right back down here south. So South City, diversity. I went to Roosevelt High School, Southwest the year before it closed. So we did all that. Troubled team like most. I wouldn't say like. I think it's levels, and not everybody's different. So their trouble, it's all about perspective, what trouble is. So as far as my parents were concerned, I was a troubled child. I just thought I was having fun.
I
But
think all of our parents probably thought we were trying.
it just depends because I could look at, even today, you have to be thankful for what you have and thankful for your children. I look at my children and the issues that I have, but then I also look at society around me and other children, and I know that it could be worse because I substitute, part time sometimes. So I see what I can be thankful for. So that's why I always put those little nuances in there, versus blanket statements. I like to put nuance in there because blanket statements could mean anything.
Yes. So let me ask you this: for people who've never been to St. Louis, who might want to come here, but they see the murder rate, they always say, "Oh, it's dangerous city in the world." What can you tell people who might want to come to St. Louis but might be scared?
I would say don't live your life in fear.
Mhm.
First of all, always be cautious but not in fear. St. Louis is a wonderful place. St. Louis is full of culture and all type of culture, especially black culture, any type of culture, white culture. So many people that migrated right here. And what a lot of people don't know, like the riverfront was used to be called a walking city. This is where everybody worked. This is where we lived, and this is where we were together. And we came up together. I would say if you come to St. Louis, do the tourism, visit. We have so many gems that even a lot of us don't know about. One summer, I took the time to tour my own city. You got the underground railroad, railway trails right down at the riverfront. A lot of people don't even know about. So it's so many things to do. Don't live in fear, and I say be cautious wherever you go. That's just me.
Right.
You always want to be cautious wherever you go because it's not just St. Louis. It's the country as a whole that's going through a crisis right now. So, and that's part of why I do what I do.
Right. And we're gonna get into that. And look, yeah, me and Nikki, we still alive. So come on. Yeah, come on here. Ain't that gonna happen to you? But look, so
Five,
speaking,
40 some years, I'm still here.
see, look
Now,
at that.
I will say this though, there are really good people here in St. Louis,
Right.
really good people. And like I say, everywhere you go, there's going to be issues. You're going to have problems. Um, what we need to do as a whole, as a country, as a community, is just start to figure out ways to bridge these gaps and, catch our children at a younger age now. My father-in-law was a retired cop, and he told me, he's like, we have to catch them at 7, and that blew my mind
Mhm.
because I was thinking 12 or 15.
I catch them younger.
He said we have to do it way younger, especially for boys. So I just say come with a heart of enthusiasm. Come see the Cardinals. We got the new soccer stadium, or what they call
Mhm.
football. We football stadium.
Right.
Um, of course, the hockey. So we're full of life. You got downtown. You got shops, everything. So come see us. Come on down here to the Mississippi, muddy
Come
Mississippi.
on to the muddy Mississippi.
Come on to the muddy Mississippi. Go to the top of the arch. You can feel it sway a little bit.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Put you up in that seat and bring you. No. But look, the segue into your organization, Love is the Brand. Can you tell the people about that? What made you create it, and what is it about?
So, Love is the Brand was created out of a need and barriers and gaps that I've seen. So, I'm a case manager, social worker. That's my career field. And so, I worked in nonprofits and worked in the community for a minute. And I've actually been a part of the system, welfare, whatever you name it. I've done it just like a lot of people have. So what happens and what I see is there's a lot of money thrown out, but there are nothing that's plucking up the root of the issues, and money is just not going to fix it. We have to change the hearts and the minds of the people. Like we have to create hope. So my tagline is unlocking hearts and minds to create hope. And that is my entire mission. And so it's like with my Flex Fund, that's our biggest program, which we always raise the money for. And I created that program because there was a gap as far as bill pay. So that Flex Fund program will pay any bill for anybody twice a year as long as that bill, whether it be your tire got on flat, you just got hired, you need work boots, anything that's going to be a hindrance to you moving forward, I want to be there to bridge that gap. Most people pay utility bills. Most people pay, rental assistance. I will pay your home bill if you need that. If that's going to stop, that's an important thing to have right now. In this 2024, you just have to have that phone. It's not a luxury to have a cell phone. You
Yeah.
just need. So, and it's little things like that. We're bridging gaps and kind of completing those barriers. We have three programs, and right now I have a campaign going on, which is Cool the City campaign, because you also have a lot of people that have to choose between medicine and food, especially with the prices going up now with all the inflation and all these things going on in the country. Now they're going to have to choose between air, having their air conditioner running, or if they want to cut it low, and especially elderly or youth and pretty much everybody. That's a health issue too. So I want to be able to pay and relieve some of that pressure this summer on the utility bills.
Okay. So where did the name come from, though? What made you say, "Hey, this is gonna be Love is the Brand"?
It actually did not come like that. It just was kind of by happenstance. And I was actually trying to figure out, well, what do I call this? Because the mission is so holistic, because most organizations or projects, they focus on one thing. There's no way that we can tackle one thing and think we're going to make change.
Right.
We have to get into the hearts and minds. We have to build the relationships. We have to stay with our clients and individuals that we build relationships with, but you also have to help alleviate some of that immediate need, because if you don't alleviate that immediate need, anything else beyond that is not going to matter. You can't focus on it. You can't listen to that, because I had a bill due. I had to get to
Mm,
work. My kids are out of control. So there are so many factors that's playing to the issues that we have in the community and society as a whole right now, that we just want to try to tackle that whatever way we can and do our little part. So love is the brand.
mhm.
We were talking about it. And actually, it was my coworker, and she's like, "Well, what do you?" I'm like, "I don't know what I'm gonna call. I just don't know yet. I didn't want to just sit there and make up anything generic." And she's like, "Well, what are you gonna do? Well, what's your brand? Like, what is it? What is your brand?" I said, "I don't know." I'm like, "Love, love is the brand." I thought about it. I'm like, "Wait,
Mm,
that's it.
Love is the
Love
Brand.
is the brand." So that's how we came up with that. Anybody knows me know I love people. I just love, and I want to see us win. And that's what I'm about to say. I love hearts. It's my signature, and that's been there. So, yeah, love is the brand, and that's how that came about. It was organic. It just kind of came out because that's what I wanted this organization to illuminate was love. I wanted to show people what actual love felt like, not superficial love or surface love or pretend care just to throw money. I want to stick with you. I want to grow a team, volunteers, partnerships. So people that actually care, about people and the mission and what's going on
Mhm.
to bridge those gaps and go with these people and create, all you need is people need hope. Like I say, unlocking hearts and minds. And when I look around and sit on my porch when I drink my coffee, it's hopelessness.
Yeah.
And that's what I see. Despair, hopelessness, sorrow, and that breaks my heart.
Mm.
And that's where, the organization came from. I saw the neighborhood starting to shift and change, and I just didn't want that to happen. I wanted my kids to be able to go out and play. I wanted to just, you know, like the 80s. You remember the 80s,
Oh
Lacey?
yeah, man. Oh yeah, we ain't look. We ain't want to even used to come in the house. We got
That,
mad when we had to come in the
like 10 blocks away on a bike.
house. Better come in before them porch lights come out.
Yeah, for the porch lights, and then we'd sit on the porch until 10.
Mhm. That's how it was.
That was
So,
all.
so let me talk about this. Love is the brand. Y'all are hosting your second annual Community Love Block Party. Can you tell the people about that and how can they be a part of it?
So the block party, and for me, is a major, major component in the community pride and integration. So what I want to build, and I feel like if you take pride in your community, if you love your neighbors, if you know your neighbors, you will take more pride in it. You won't be as keen, to catch attitude. You'll speak. You won't trash your neighbor's yard, or if you see somebody's kid, that's such and such kid. So the block party for me is a big component of community integration, love, and pride. So I started the block party because I have been living over here for about maybe 14 years or so, 14, 15 years. I didn't know anybody. I knew the people, certain people, but not, a lot that was going on. I was out of the loop, which is actually unacceptable when you think about it. You've been living somewhere for 14 years. So I decided that I did not want to keep complaining about things and our people. And, we decided to do something about it. So the block party, that is to create a safe place for us to thrive, um, get to know each other. We'll have vendors out there, a lot of nonprofits, a lot of organizations for resources. We'll have, and if you got for profit, so small businesses, I always want to highlight people and help them promote their small businesses. This is a good place to do that for the community. So it'll be a good time. The bounce house, you got the kids. We'll have the fire truck out there. The polar cops will be coming, and I feel like, having all of these dynamics in one place will help kind of start healing some of the wounds. Not all. It's just a small part. I can only do my part, but it will heal some of the wounds, or start, to heal some of those wounds. So that's a time we get together and we hang out, and we do that a lot here in Dutchtown anyway. It's a really good neighborhood. It's up and coming on the rise. I'm here right now, actually. That's why I say it's okay. We can do it here. This is a community
Yeah.
partner. So we've always trying to rebuild our community. And that's what I want to see across the board, south, north, west. I want to see people in their communities because I'm watching what people are doing, and
Mhm.
then you get involved, and you're like, hey, and you have ideas. We all have ideas. We all
Right.
have something that we were put here to do. We just have to tap into that. So we have to help people tap into their best self. I always tell people you are like, and I don't always get religious, but I have to say it. I'm just gonna say it. You people have to understand who they are in the spirit, and anything that the enemy tells you is just a lie, and I had to start calling any lie out. Oh, you can't do it. Oh, they're not going to listen to you. Oh, how you going to get this done? And you just do it, whatever you see. Even with one family, somebody told me today, start with one family. Get some moms together, go take the kids out to do things that they've never done before.
Mhm.
Then that will start fostering and those career goals. It won't be just basketball and football. And
Right.
when they say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" They might want to be a pilot. If they've ever been behind a cockpit, so you
Right. Yeah.
start doing these things. It's so like we was talking about back to your original. What would I tell people? It's so many things that we can do that don't even cost money.
Facts.
So the block party is really about strengthening community and family bonds together, especially that family bond. Bring your kids. I encourage people to go out, hang out. Even me, we get better at it. We work, we get overwhelmed. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to let that discourage them, but prioritize their time because those little ones, those are our future. And
Yeah.
we have to
Yeah.
make sure that, first of all, that they're there,
Yeah.
and at the rate we're going now, it's pretty sad. But we want them to be productive.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What? So, what day is this going down, and what block is it gonna be on for the
It
people?
is going down next weekend, May 25th, Saturday. It's going to be starting at 12. It'll end at 4. And it is at 4747 Virginia, which is another community project that we were able to launch, which was a vacant, one of those, you see the vacant grass lots,
Hmm.
some
Yeah.
knocked down. So we actually it's a pocket park now. So that we're activating that space and that's the pocket park. We're going to have it right there. It is so cute. It's a garden. We'll have a stage, a live DJ. Like I said, the vendors, the fire truck, the bounce house. So it'll be so many people there. It'll be fun. And like the community be out there, and hopefully you.
Hey, look, I'm gonna try to come to. I'm gonna try to come. Excuse me. If I ain't busy, you already know, man. These people be booking me like crazy.
Right.
But
And
look,
that's a good busy. That's a good problem.
yes, I love it. I tell God I ain't complaining. I be like, I love it. I get to
Complaining,
do. I get to
complaining.
do. Look, I get to live in my dream. Get paid to
Yeah.
do what I love to do.
And that's what's important. That's what I want to see for us. We are so talented. We have so many gifts inside of us that are untapped into just because of our environment.
Yes,
Just because we think that there's just nothing else. I don't want us. I don't want this to be normalized. That this is your life, or this is your community, or this is where you're at. I was there, so I get it. And what I do know is once you change the mindset and change that thought process, change your surroundings and the people you're around, you will be amazed at how you would take off and you will be doing things you never thought you'd do.
hey,
I never thought I'd be with you.
see, I'm a prime
Yeah.
example. I tell everybody, listen, I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it changed my mindset and it changed my whole life. So
Wow, really?
read that book. Yes, that book was very powerful to me.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. So, you've been doing a lot of great things. On your journey, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
Myself.
Mm, elaborate.
Uh, all the negative things that I would think about myself.
Mm,
Because uh, a lot of times people will tell you things, but you don't necessarily believe it. You might smile and be like, "Oh, it's cute," but in your mind, you'd be like, "I never do that," or "Who's gonna listen to me?" Like I had just insecurities,
mm,
a lot of insecurities, but people we mask them. I call it as mask. And when you take these masks off,
mm,
we have so many layers of insecurities that we don't know about, and I was my biggest hurdle. And I say that because all the things that I went through that may have been a negative effect on my life, I created them.
mm.
In hindsight, when you really think about it, it was me. It was decisions I made. It was choices I made that take you on certain journeys. Now, do I regret them? No, because I also believe that everything I have been through brings me to a place now. And I always say, whatever you go through is not for you; it's for somebody else to learn from.
Right.
So that was pretty much my biggest hurdle with me with confidence. Um, just not even I didn't even never want to be like a lead what people say a leader. That just wasn't never my thing. You know what I mean? I just was kind of complacent. Like I said, I normalized what life was and what it was, and it was just okay. We just gonna kind of do this thing called life until we roll through it. And no, we're not supposed to do this. We're supposed to live it and live it to the fullest. But we not, and also being selfish. So I've never been selfish, but life will get you to a point to where you don't want to help anybody, and we will never get anywhere. We were put here to help each other.
Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
So, what would you say has been your greatest accomplishment
my children,
then?
my children, my husband.
Mm,
Yeah, that I would say uh, put a lot of things in perspective.
mm,
It brought a lot of balance into my life. I'm always going to promote that. I'm never. That's just what it is because they are. I can't imagine life without them. And if I didn't have them, would I even be working as hard as I'm doing?
mm,
If I didn't have my first daughter, I had my first daughter when I was 19. And if I didn't have her, I'd have been outside. like I,
mm.
so, it brought a balance. It brought a love, a connection, and so it brought a new focus for life. My husband, he is awesome. I'm so glad God, sent him to me because a lot of things I wouldn't have been able to accomplish without him being there by my side, supporting me, standing up for me, pushing me. A lot of that insecurity I told you about, I tell
Yeah.
you about, he he don't have it. He's like, no, but you can do this, and I'm like, don't get it. You think you biased? I would tell him he biased because he loved me. Well, no, when it was really there. I just didn't see it.
Mm,
Nobody ever told me. You know what they told me? Oh, you could be a model. Oh, you're tall. You could play basketball. Oh, you're so pretty. And those are so superficial.
yeah.
That's it. And that's another. That's why I say I want to get that at my. I want to explore and get these children out with this. I got to save a youth program too. That's we actually launching at the block party this year.
Mm,
Want to change these mindsets. I don't want them to. Because if I'd have been exposed to the things that I knew. I didn't even know I liked until I got older. I'd have been a journalist. I'd have been on probably Channel 2 News, being a news uh,
mm.
broadcaster, or I'd have been an
Nikki
artist. Like,
Greene signing
I
off.
love history. I love history. I would have been dusting off fossils and eating. But those are the things that never was brought up to me.
Mm,
Never option. It wasn't brought up. I never seen it. It wasn't on the TV at home. My mama wasn't into that. So it was like I didn't know that until I got into it and got older. That's dope.
mm.
I think exposure. So my greatest accomplishments are definitely my family. Yeah.
All right, I love that. So, do you have anything else coming up that you want to promote?
Well, only thing right now, because every year we do have our Battle of the Bars. So any bars for next year, if you want to get in, we have Battle of the Bars karaoke fundraiser. It's one of my biggest fundraisers, and we try to raise money for the organ. We're always trying to raise money for the organization. So we're trying to raise money. And, this year we had 4 bars competing against each other, and basically we hold a contest each night. We pick a winner each night, and on the finale, those 4 contestants or however many venues are participating in it, they compete for the prize. So this year was $300. Now, the more venues, the more funding we get. I'm trying to give away 1,000, 50. So we do that and it's fun. We raise a lot of money doing it. I love karaoke. That's kind of a hobby of mine. So that was like my first thing I knew how to do. And that's what I tell people: do what you know how to do. Take something you know how to do and give that and give and use it for good and use it for the community. So this is what I knew. I knew karaoke. I knew how to sing. I knew people. I knew the crowd. So I started that was my first ever fundraiser. And last year it was 1 bar. So this year we have 4. So
Very good.
hopefully, yeah, next year we get more people involved and more boys involved, or restaurants, or any karaoke place that think they have the best karaoke spot in St. Louis, they'll get that trophy.
Mhm, yeah.
And
Get
the
the
winner
trophy, yeah.
prize. But right now, I have the block party, and then we running our cool, like I said, the Cool to City campaign. You can definitely go on my website. It's loveisthebrand.org. Um, donate, scan the QR code. You can go on my page, scan the QR codes. But that campaign is on there. Like I said, we are trying to make sure we keep people cool this summer. We don't want people to have to choose between medicine and food or the electric bill. We just don't want to do it because they're going to choose their electric bill.
Facts. That is a fact.
Yeah, so
So,
that's
okay.
the biggest thing, and that's what I'm really trying to raise money for. We really need funds for that. We haven't reached our goal. We have a goal of $10,000. Uh, we under that, but we are going to get there, and we trying to get there, and we just keep pushing and keep fundraising, and we just gonna keep going.
Okay. So, um, let the people know one more time. How can they find your organization and get in contact with you if they want to get in contact with you?
So you can, like I said, you can go on lovemrbrand.org. You can use the contact page. That'll get in contact. It'll shoot me an email. Make sure you put your phone number in there and what you are looking for. And if it's a service or a referral or a need, you just put that in there that you just need a referral. And then we'll get back with you on the next business day and do an intake and kind of talk and see where we can go from there and how we can help you. Our phone number, of course, 314-866-3227. And that's the organization's phone number. You can find us on Facebook at Love is the Brand Co. And then on Instagram is Love Help Hope.
Okay. So, my last question that I love to ask all my guests: when it is all said and done, and you are long gone from this earth, what is it that you want the people to know about Nikki Greene?
That she really cared.
Mm,
Literally.
plain and simple.
Because there's so many, it's a
Yeah,
lot of people that don't. Like, if you out here, and I know
yeah,
you,
of
like, it's
course.
so many fake people, so many people that even the whole little blanket statement, oh, I'm gonna pray for you.
Fact.
Knowing well you ain't finna. No, stop. But I want people to know that I care. I want people to know, and I want my people specifically, my people, to know that we have to make a change, and that all I ever wanted to do was to create hope, change our mindsets, and bring back our real culture. Because I call everything else a subculture. But bring back the foundation of our families, our men back in the homes, dignity, integrity. You know what I mean? So that's what I want. And that's off the record. That's off the organization. That's just me personally. When I leave, know who you are, know why you were put on this earth. And you're gonna have to do some soul searching to do that. And you're gonna have to have some accountability to do that. It's time out for blaming everybody else. We can't do that. We have to hold our own selves accountable, our own communities accountable, and our own households accountable. Because here's the thing: if we don't hold ourselves accountable, when the other people start talking about it or holding us accountable, then you're going to be mad.
Facts.
Then you're going to call it racism or anything else. So all I'm saying is just think about reality. Let's not ignore this. We have babies dying every day, fathers dying, and now these days, mothers dying. So this is a crisis to me, like a crisis as far as I'm concerned, and it has to be stopped.
Okay. But there you have it, man. I appreciate you, Miss Nikki Greene. Thank you for everything, and I love what you're doing with the community. I love what you're doing with your organization. And it's all about, like you said, I think we were put here to help each other. Like you said, the correct thing. A lot of people don't, want to share information and all that. So I love that you're doing something like great and positive. And I know you're just gonna go farther and farther. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, wherever the Most High take me, that's where I'm going. If He say go and do, then I'm gonna do my best to be obedient. That's all I can do.
Right. All right. And I'll let you know soon as this article drop. It's probably gonna drop sometime this week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, but I would definitely keep you posted.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. All right. You have a rest of a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Bye bye.